Hey y'all, welcome to the next lesson in our series. This is day 4 of how women over 40 can unlock their income potential by creating and then selling a digital product. So today we are talking about options for you because we're going to focus on all the different types of digital products that you can create. So this is going to be a really fun day. Okay, Ayana, great. I'm glad you'll watch the replay. That's awesome. So maybe we talked about all types of digital products that you can create, but I'm only going to go over 10 because honestly the list is sort of infinite. Whatever you can imagine you can probably create as a digital product, but I'm going to give you my top 10. This is not any kind of list that you can go back and check against anything, but this is my top 10 and I have used many of them. So I'm sharing with you because they were successful for me. So I want you to go grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, whatever you have to do, because you won't want to miss some of these gems that I will be dropping in this video today. So as always, before we jump in, I always take a moment to introduce myself because I don't make the assumption that everybody knows. But I am Quinn Brewington. I'm the founder of Sister Lady Girl, the Second Act Summit, and the Second Act Summit Society, which you are sitting in right now. And this is a space for women in midlife who are on a journey to find answers to the questions what now, what next, and what else. So, if you're looking for information about how to regain and reframe your health, your wealth, and yourself, now that you've reached the age of 40, 50, and beyond, you are in the absolute right place. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, I'm really excited to be here right now because we're about to go deep. Okay, we're about to go deep into this topic that can completely change your life, like seriously. But you have to let it. You have to be willing. And I always say this all the time. You will have as much success as you are willing to accept, right? So we're talking about creating digital products. We've been talking about that all week. But the reason that I love digital products so much is because it really can unlock new income streams for you, give you more financial freedom, more options in the future, and really allow you to step confidently into your next chapter, knowing full well that you'll have that security and not relying on one single source of income to keep you financially set. So I know that some of you may be thinking, can I really create a digital product? And I am here to tell you that the answer is absolutely yes. You can create a digital product. So here's the beauty about digital products. Literally everyone literally everyone who has ever learned something, who has ever seen something, who has ever experienced something, who has ever felt something, has an amazing digital product inside of them just waiting to be brought to the surface. You don't need any kind of specialty degree if you don't want one. I mean, I went back to school to get my master's degree, but you don't have to. And you don't need like a lifetime of tech experience to create anything. You don't need to have some sort of millennial or Gen Z social media influencer to make this work either. What you do need is to recognize that you already have valuable skills, experiences, and passions that can be turned into something that people are willing to pay for. So let's get into this, right? So, what types of digital products can you create, especially as a woman over 40 who's looking for additional income streams? Well, I'm going to break down some options, like I said, that are not just realistic for you, but it's also kind of fun to create these and kind of get out of the box and think about all the things that you can do. And at the end of the day, it's really fulfilling too, because as I said in previous videos, this is not just about you. It's about really helping people solve their problems. So putting together a digital product is really like putting together puzzle pieces and making it all come together. So it's really fun. So the first product that I want to talk about, obviously, you probably guessed it by now because this is one that people see all the time. But let's start with ebooks. So I know some of you might be thinking about, the fact that I'm not a writer, Quinn. You are a writer, so this is easy for you. But hear me out. Listen, be willing. Ebooks do not have to be these long, drawn out things. They're not novels, they are ebooks. So they can be short, but you have to make sure that they are value packed guides, right? So think about it. Do you have tips for organizing your home? Can you help someone navigate a career change? Have you been successful at raising, super smart teenagers who have gotten like 50,000 offer letters from amazing colleges? So, if you have any sort of advice or knowledge in a specific area, people are going to pay for it. Like that's it. People are going to pay for that. So trust me, there are women out there right now, right at this very moment, sitting there googling, how do I fill in the blank? So that's where your head needs to be. Who are these women, or who are these audience members in your niche? They don't necessarily have to be women. My niche are women over 40, but yours may very well not be. So whoever your audience is, they're out there googling, how do I do this thing? That's the problem that you're challenged with solving. That is the problem that your digital product can solve for that person. So if you can help them solve that problem, or you can help them reach a goal, or you can help them fulfill that desire, then you have got the makings of a successful digital product on your hands, right? So I'm going to give you a pro tip, okay? A pro tip for how to create a very simple ebook very quickly and very easily. Remember, I told you in a previous email, in a previous video, that if you can make something easy for someone, if you can help them get to their solution quicker, then that makes it all the more, it makes it all the more like they want it more, because you're helping them solve their problem quicker, or you're helping them solve their problem easier. Could be a combination of both. So that's something to keep in mind. But this is a pro tip for those of you who are producing ebooks or want to produce an ebook. So the one thing that I will tell you that you will do is host a virtual event or a meeting on Zoom. Okay, that's your first thing. And you're going to teach something that you know very well. You can mentor people, you can coach people. Make sure you have some people in there. You don't necessarily need anybody in there, but it's always good to have somebody in there so that you can have some dialogue back and forth, because some of this stuff needs to be organic. But you do all that on Zoom and you record it. Okay, so once you record your meeting, you'll take that transcript that Zoom automatically does for every one of its meetings. I think you just go in there and hit a button and say, yes, I do want the transcript. So once you record your meeting, you take that transcript from your recorded meeting and then you pour it into Chat GPT, and you ask Chat GPT to turn that recording into a book manuscript. You got your ebook. Quick, simple, easy. Okay, of course you're going to have to do some editing a little bit, but that's okay. Hey Kiva, welcome. Thank you for joining. So it's very simple. It doesn't have to be hard at all. So next up is an online course. How are you? It's good to see you. Thank you for joining. So I'm getting into the next product that we talked about ebooks, and now we're on to online courses. So if you have ever taught someone how to do something, whether it's cooking a meal, you know, Kiva is online, she knows how to make great collard greens, and she's been on a national television show showing people how she's made her collard greens. So if that's something that you know how to do well, it could be cooking, it could be changing a carburetor, it could be crafting, it could be even teaching your grandkids how to ride a bike. You are a teacher, right? So think about the skills that you have honed over the years, and don't judge yourself. Don't judge what you know, because I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, because they say, oh, well, nobody's going to be interested in that. Well, nobody ever will be interested in it if you never bring that idea to the market. So give your idea a chance, give your idea a fighting chance. So if you are a wizard with the budget, if you can master baking in any way, um, maybe you are one of those women who has been in corporate America, you've climbed the corporate ladder, you've made it to the C-suite, and now you can teach other women how to take their place in the C-suite as well, then there's a course for that. There's a course inside of you to create for that. And don't let the idea of creating an online course intimidate you, right? You can start small. You know, your first course does not have to be like this huge thing. It can really be like as small as a 30-minute workshop on something simple, but it has to have some value, especially when you start thinking about it from the standpoint of your audience and what is in it for them. So you can always build it out later, but I don't want you to stop yourself from creating your first product because you don't think that it's worthy. It's very worthy. So the point is to start with what you know and then to start sharing it, okay? So I want to share a little secret with you right now. You have all the wisdom that you need to create an amazing digital product. You have, at this point in your life, if you are a woman in your 40s, you're a woman in your 50s or beyond, you have decades of experience that's just kind of like rolling around up there. You have what it takes. So why not use that knowledge? Why not use that wisdom to help someone else achieve their goal? As long as you're two steps ahead, you know more than they do. And that knowledge that you have is valuable. So, coaching and consulting are fantastic digital products because you're essentially monetizing your own experience and your own knowledge and your own wisdom. You know, whether it's life coaching, whether it's business consulting, whether it's offering career advice, you can even offer wellness coaching. I've taken some myself. There is someone out there who needs what you know. Okay, you don't have to have like a coaching certification to call yourself a coach, right? You don't need that stamped across your forehead to get started. You just begin by offering a one-on-one session or a group workshop on a topic that you can speak expertly about. And again, don't judge the topic. As long as you know it like the back of your hand, you're the expert in that topic. So package it up, put it together as a digital product, and put it out into the world. Okay? So this next one is for all of the women out there who are like organized and like super process oriented. So if you are the kind of person who creates your own budgeting spreadsheets, you create your own meal plans, you've created fitness trackers and social media content calendars, why not sell them? You're keeping all that goodness to yourself when there's other people out there that need those things. Sell it. Get it out of your head, put it down, don't judge it, sell it. There are people who would love to buy your templates because it saves them time. It saves them effort. They don't have to do it themselves, and there's value in that. Okay? Printables and templates. they're also great because they're one and done. Once you create it that one time, you can upload it to a platform like Etsy as an example. Or if you have your own website or you have a landing page like we talked about a couple of nights ago, you got it. You got it. Just put it out there. You know, these things are good for people who want to create low or minimal maintenance digital products. Like if you want to dip your finger or dip your toe in, a printable or a template is really a good option for you. Um, Now, I'm going to share something with you at this moment because I'm one of those people that when I first started learning about digital products, I had like ideas about what they were. And honestly, I didn't know that there was a difference between a printable and a template. Who knew? I thought they were the same thing. But I'm going to break it down for you because, again, I never assumed that people know exactly what you're talking about. So I like to explain things a little bit. So, printables, these are digital files that people can download, they can print them, and they can use them right away. So they click, they print them out, and they're ready to go. So they're typically designed for a specific purpose, like a planner or a calendar, or maybe coloring pages or something like that, right? So if you're creating a printable meal planner, as an example, it could include a formatted weekly schedule with spaces for your breakfast and your lunch and your dinner and your snacks. And it's all ready, it's all formatted, it's all ready for people to buy it. So a template, on the other hand, it's a little more customizable. So you can provide like a pre-formatted structure, right? And then whoever buys it, they can kind of adapt it and use it for their own needs. So it's pretty easy to create a template. Like you can go on Canva, which is a free resource. You can even create templates in Microsoft Word, which to me would be a little harder because it's not as nimble as Canva. But Canva already has like pre-made templates in there for you, so it's just a lot easier for you to pick up and then share on your own. Hey Andrea, how are you? It's good to see you. Thank you for joining. You'll see me looking off to the side because as people are coming in, as people are commenting, I can see it. So if you have questions, make sure you drop them in the chat and let's keep this thing rolling. But I was just talking about templates, and you know, a template that I have used in the past would be like a social media content calendar so that I can keep my stuff kind of top of mind really and really understand like what I'm supposed to be posting, when I'm supposed to be posting it. Just it's just helpful for from an organizational standpoint, right? So if you're creating these products, just know that convenience is really what you're selling to your customers. So if your customer is somebody who's like super busy and doesn't have time but craves that kind of structure, then a printable or a template would be something that you could easily sell as a digital product. So if you're someone who loves I think this is number 5 for me. So this is the 5th one. If you are someone who loves the idea of building community, and you have a common interest that you can corral a number of people around, then maybe a membership site is a digital product that you want to investigate, because a membership site allows you to offer your customers or offer your clients or whomever you want to invite into the membership, you can offer them exclusive content that you're not sharing just on social media with everyone. And therein is where the value lies, because it's exclusive content. Who doesn't love exclusivity, right? Oh, I can get this and that person can't get it. So that means I know more than that person. It matters. It matters. So in addition to, giving them exclusive content, you can also provide support to them. So let's say that you are a burgeoning coach right? And you're trying to teach somebody something and you're really like, I don't know how I feel about it. Well, this is a protected space where you can do that, because if they're coming into your membership, they already know you. They've already like gone through that cycle of know, like, and trust. And so they have come into your membership, they know what you're about, and they're ready to receive from you in whatever form that may take. So just think about it and think about what you could offer in a membership on a monthly basis. Some ideas could be like a book club, a wellness community. I know Andrea, she does a lot of wellness stuff. So I know that that could potentially be something that she considers. But even a cooking group, like Kiva, she does Fun Foodie Mama blog. So there are so many options for you in a membership. So just think about that and think that through. All right. So the next thing is something that I don't think a lot of people associate with being a digital product. But if you were here when I first started this live, you would have seen me dancing very awkwardly, doing a chair dance um, to an audio that was created way back when in 2021 when we had our first second act summit, and it was the crowdsourced playlist that all of the participants kind of like gave their ideas, and the DJ just put a mashup of everything in there. And so this was an easy digital product to create, because guess what, I didn't create it, y'all did. But I have it and I could sell it. And it was super simple to put together, and it's out there and I have it, and I have dropped it in this group for free. I've dropped it in this group a couple of times since 2021, just to kind of, because the music in there is so great and upbeat, and it's just a nice thing to share with you all. But audio content is really booming right now. I mean, who doesn't listen to a podcast on the way to work in the morning? You know, I know I do. I do my podcast. While I'm walking around my neighborhood, I pop my earbuds in, I'm listening to a podcast. So think about these things. These are all digital products. And again, as I'm learning this, I'm sharing it with you, because I can't say that when that playlist was created that I was thinking, oh, yes, this is a digital product. Girl, I didn't know. I had no idea. I just thought it was a nice thing to do. And so now that I look back on it, I can say, wow, that was a digital product. And it is a digital product that I can either sell or offer for free as like a freebie, a gift, those kinds of things. And consider that too. Everything doesn't have to be paid. In the beginning, as you're building your community, maybe you do want to offer some free things, like a playlist of all of the songs that were built by this community of women. It's just a nice thing to do, right? So people have always, when I started thinking about audio and all this other stuff, I started putting two and two together, right? Because people have always like commented to me about the quality of my voice, because it's quote unquote soft. And so I've had a couple of people in the past, they're like, wow, you could really be one of those people that voices a book. And I was like, girl, you crazy. But now I'm like, wow, options, options. And do you know that I bought a course because I love courses? Somebody asked me what my vice was the other day. It's not shoes, it's not clothes, it's not food. It is online courses. Okay, now you know my secret shame, but that's okay. That's okay. I love a good course. But this course was about how to become an audiobook actor. And so I was like, it's really intricate and it's very, very competitive as well as lucrative. So, of course I didn't pursue it because it was a bit time consuming for me at this point in time, but it's certainly something that if you feel like you want to do that, there's an option for you. So remember when I talked about at the top of when I started going through what types of digital products there are, I started with ebooks. So ebooks are great because you can also turn that ebook into an audiobook as well. So it's kind of like the gift that keeps on giving. You know, not everybody has time to sit down and read an ebook, even if it's small. Not everybody has time to do that. So you have to start thinking outside of the box and thinking about your audience and what's going to appeal to them. So if you can turn your audiobook or turn your ebook into an audiobook, why not do that? And why not sell that? So it's just another option for you. And you can do that and you can record from the comfort of your home. So even easier. It's no brainer. So now, if you want to get a little more interactive with your digital product, you can do an online challenge or a boot camp. And these are really great ways to engage with an audience in person or online and provide a lot of value. I recently participated in an online challenge back in the beginning of September. It blew my mind. I was, y'all, I'm talking about that on another day, on another live. But online challenges are the move. I had no idea, and I had so much fun. It was over the course of 5 days that this challenge was happening. And when I tell you that it was a production, not every challenge needs to be that. But this one in particular, it was a production. They had like music videos in there, and it was the bomb. It was the move. And I said, I'm going to do that challenge again just because I had an amazing amount of fun and I got so much value out of it. It was crazy value. So, you know, you should think about if you want more engagement, doing a challenge or a boot camp, and it can be anything that you want it to be. It can be a 5 day challenge. It could be a 30-day fitness boot camp. It could be a 7 day career reset program. Whatever you want it to be. Truthfully, this series that I'm doing this week live started as a challenge, but then I sort of like changed my mind and I was like, yeah, I want to really talk to you all and provide information and leave these videos in the group so that people can watch them on the replay. So I changed my mind midstream, but the point of a online challenge or a boot camp is the versatility. You know, it's just amazing, I think. And the best part about this model is that it's time bound. Like I said, you can do 5 days, you can do 7 days, you can do 30 days, you can do 2 days. Whatever works for you and whatever is acceptable to your audience, that's what you do. You create it, and it doesn't take very long to do, and you run the challenge or you run the boot camp, and then you can take the content from that challenge and the boot camp and you can repurpose it in other ways. You can put it on social media. You can have the transcript from this audio like I'm doing right now. I can take the transcript and create an audio book from it. So again, these digital products are the gifts that keep on giving. So keep that in mind. I know that, now we're in the digital age and all this other stuff, but to me, I'm kind of old school still. And so I like flipping a page. I like, having my paper notebooks and trackers. Like, I love this. Like, I have my planner here. I always have it by my side. I have my digital stuff with me as well. But I just like the idea of having something that I can write down in. And for people like me, creating planners and creating journals, I love it. I love it. And I'm going to buy it because, again, I have a problem. I have a problem. I love digital products and I buy them a lot. So y'all pray for me, okay? Because it's a problem. It's becoming a problem. But these are jokes. But at any rate, a planner and a journal, you can sell them as downloadable PDFs and they do not require ongoing maintenance. You don't have to keep updating them, not unless you want to. But again, these are one and done products. You create them one time, maybe you do some updates depending on what it is, but it's one and done, and you can continue selling it over and over and over again. And these products are really popular with women who are goal setting, who are tracking, who are, trying to establish new habits. And so I'm just telling you, we are in the last quarter of 2024, and journals and planners fly off the shelves during this time of year because everybody's getting ready for the new year. Everybody's setting their new goals. So if you want to think about a digital product that's easy, you might consider a journal. You might consider putting together a planner for 2025. I'm just saying. So, what number is that? That was 8. So now we're on 9. And this one here that I'm about to share, I might be a little bit biased, but another great, great, great digital product that I've had a lot of success with are virtual events. I love them. We're in one right now. We're having a virtual event. It could be a workshop, it could be a webinar, it could be something like this, a live, or it can be a full blown summit. I've done all of those, right? And virtual events, the benefit of a virtual event is that it allows you to share your expertise with your audience without having the constraints of, a physical location, without having them come out to a physical location, and in some cases, without the cost constraints of securing that physical location. And so, if that's something that you want to do, you should really kind of think about that. Again, I don't think that a lot of people would consider a virtual event as a digital product, but it is, and it's so scalable. So, what do I mean about by scalable? What do I mean when I say scalable? Well, when I talk about business scalability, that is just talking about your ability to grow. Where you are now, um, and where these products will allow you to be in the future, they're easily scalable because, again, you don't have the constraints of a physical business. This is all online. So, for someone like me who has an event like the Second Act Summit, where the first time it was all virtual, it means that I can charge tiered pricing. And the challenge that I was in, that I just talked about a little while ago, they charge tiered pricing. So for the first level, you got a certain level of access to the challenge. Then the next level was another level of access to the challenge, and so on and so forth. So there were 3 levels um, altogether. And so if you have 100 people in that challenge and they've all scaled up, then guess what? You've made a ton of money on one challenge that you didn't even have to do anything with to charge people more for, right? Because it was all there. So, again, I just thought it was so cool, and I'll probably do something on this later to kind of walk you through the process because the thing about me, y'all, is I do not believe in gatekeeping. I don't. I don't. If you ask me a question, I'm going to do my best to help you find it because we're all in a situation now where, particularly those of us who are in our 40s, 50s, those of us who are beyond, and we're still working, I guarantee you that the idea of retirement runs through our head at least once or twice a month. Like when you have to get up and go to that job and you're like, oh my God, today is not the day. I guarantee you that you're thinking about options. And so that's why I'm talking about digital products right now because they offer you options. Okay. And I am not a believer in relying solely on one level of income for that to take care of you for the rest of your life. It's unrealistic. So I want to be able to introduce these things to you and help you create them as much as I can. I mean, I'm bringing you things that every digital product that I've talked about, I've done them all, and I'm showing you examples of what I have done, and I'm talking you through the examples of what I have done. And I'm a person that works full time. I have a child with an intellectual disability. I'm married and I am busy. So I know that life be lifing sometimes. I know that. But I'm here to tell you that you can do this, but you have to be willing to put in the time. So when it comes to scaling your business, like I said, you can tier your pricing for your digital product that is a virtual event. You can offer VIP packages. You can even have someone record your event, break it up, and sell it afterward. You know, I have bought an event that is broken up like that. I didn't attend the virtual event because it was in the middle of the day and I couldn't do it, but I knew that she was selling it after the fact and I wanted to see it. And so I bought the event that had been put together, all nicely packaged, and I watched it and it was fantastic. It was fantastic. So there are all kinds of options that you can think through. You just have to like put the time in it, you know. And the best part is that these virtual events really create an opportunity for you to engage directly with your audience. Just like I'm talking to you guys right now. I'm engaging with you. I'm giving you an opportunity to see how I am, to see who I am, to see how I talk, to see how I teach. And that does something when it comes to the connection piece. And you can do that with your audience too. You don't always have to be in person in order to connect with somebody. And it's a really powerful way to leverage your knowledge with your audience and really help them get to know you, get to like you, and get to trust you, right? So, finally, I want you to consider creating a course that is very specific. You know, the more you niche, the better. The more you can find that person that you are speaking specifically to, the better. So, as an example, you could teach how to create LinkedIn profiles. You know, everybody says that, you know, if you're a person in business that you need to be on LinkedIn, but if you want to grow your LinkedIn, you have to do certain things in order to grow it. And so that's a skill that everybody doesn't have, but maybe a lot of people want to learn because they want to get that visibility on LinkedIn. Maybe you're a freelance writer and you can teach the basics of how to craft a good story. You know, everybody's trying to create sales pages these days. Everybody's trying to create their online businesses. So, writing is a really valuable skill. So, if you have that skill set and you can teach it to someone else, then why wouldn't you? Again, whatever you're expert in, you can teach that. You can be as specific and as niche down as you possibly can, right? The more that you can target a skill, again, it's not necessarily about standing out, but it's about connecting with people who have that same desire, who have that same problem that you have overcome, right? And you know, everybody's, oh, you have to stand out in order to get recognized. I don't think so. You know, I think for me, it's more about blending in and really about finding your tribe. You don't find your tribe by standing out and separate yourself from them. It's just an idea for me, you know, it just doesn't make much sense to me. Um, and so maybe I think differently about it, but I feel like you have to, in order to create community, create that connection, you have to some degree, find some commonality and blend in. I mean, that's just how I think. But the important thing to remember is that people will pay you for solutions to their problems, right? And the more that you can niche a skill and address a specific need, then the more opportunity you have to be successful. So there you have it. Those are the 10 types of digital products that you can create right now to start generating some additional income. And the best part is every one of these options allows you to leverage something that you already know. So you don't have to go out and create anything different. You don't have to go out and create anything new. You're not starting from scratch. You are building a foundation on your life experience, your skills, your knowledge, your abilities. The only thing that is limiting you at this point is your imagination. So, as an example, if you are a musician, turn on your camera and record yourself teaching other people how to play an instrument. If you are a publicist, create an online course about how to pitch and land media placements. If you are an artist, develop a printable that shows people how to get better at color contouring. If you are a photographer, create a guide that shows how to take incredible photos using natural light. If you are good at fixing things, create a YouTube channel that shows single women how to fix things at their house. I could go on and on and on and on, but I think that you get what I'm talking about. Kiva, I am excited that you have a course coming. That is amazing. I think anything that you put out is going to be amazing. It's going to smash. So that's great. I'm glad to see that you're doing that. Any way that we can help you in this group, you let us know. But I think that you're catching it here. You're starting to catch it that you have something that the world needs. The only thing that you haven't done yet is bring it to the surface. So the key takeaway from this live tonight is for you to start with what you know and then take action on it. That's it. That's so simple. That's your homework. Start with what you know and then do one action toward that. Don't wait for the stars to align and be perfect. Don't wait until you are absolutely ready. Do you think I was ready to launch the Second Act Summit? I was not. I didn't know what I was doing. But I didn't wait. And I didn't sit there and beat myself up because I didn't know everything about putting together an event. I know tons more now because I've been doing it for 4 years, going into my fifth year. So I know how to put on an event, honey. I know how to grow an event, honey. But I didn't start there. And that's the whole point, right? So now I'm giving it to you. I'm challenging you. It's time to take that leap. It's time to leap. Let's go. Take that first step and the next step and then the next step. And they can be tiny steps. You don't have to like take big steps, right? When I say leap, you can leap off of a sidewalk. But as long as it's forward movement, it makes all the difference in the world. You have everything that you need to create an amazing digital product that's going to help lots of people. And I want you to feel supported. I want you to feel like this is your time to do it because guess what? It is. It's your time to do it. So make it happen. All right. That's it for tonight. And we'll be back for day number 5, our last day together tomorrow. But thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And if you catch it on the replay, just drop your questions, any questions that you have, DM me, and just let me know how I can help.